Let me just quickly explain what the fuck this is. So initially I wanted to post a video today, which I can't because of reasons, and I thought why not give an idea that I had for a while, a little test run. I was thinking about making videos talking about random shit, but the obstacle for that is that I'd always need to find something to put in the background, which is a pain in the ass if you can't just throw some random stock footage in there. I could also put gameplay there, but I really don't want to. So I'll kinda be doing something along the lines of what Twist did. Basically a type of content that balances between being decent quality but also is not too hard to make. Mainly because I could make a 10-minute video which is sufficient in quality for me with 10 minutes of labor plus minor editing and shit. And that's a pretty decent thing, so I'm able to focus on the bigger stuff that I want to make, but also don't have YouTube kill my channel in the meantime. So essentially, I'm increasing the quality by decreasing the quality. This video serves as a kind of test run, looking if I'm still capable to talk about something without a script while not doing worse than semi-shit at the game I play. By the way, I'm open for topics to talk about because there are obviously things that I know I can talk about and where I could fill an entire ranked match with, but I don't think many people would enjoy listening to someone complain about the US healthcare system, why plane crashes are good to save lives, or what went wrong in fucking Chernobyl. So for this video, I will be talking about why community interaction is so fucking important in every kind of imaginable way. While doing that, I will play the game Iron Snout, which is a game I played back in like 6th grade on my mom's Galaxy S2. You can see more reasons for why exactly that game on the screen right now, and you can pause to read them if you want. So let's move to the unscripted and enjoy the rest of the video. Hi! We're playing this piece of shit game, or not really piece of shit game, but you can see I have like 30 minutes in it again. I used to play it as a child. I probably told you in like the kind of pre-intro that I planned on doing. And we're going to talk about something today that has something to do with SEOps. Kind of, but also a bit F1, simply because, or not really F1, motorsports in itself, because I think there's a lot of community interaction there as well. What I particularly wanted to talk about in that concern is the incident at last year's Spa race from GP2. People who watch motorsports obviously will know what happened there. For the people that don't, I will explain it in a second. So, one of the major reasons why whatever happened there and what I'm gonna tell you in a second, went so well for the organizers of said event is because their community interaction is great. Not great in the sense of what happened is good, because that's the exact counterpart of what's actually the case. More of how they handled it. So, just so you know, what happened there is a young French driver named Antoine Hubert, I think is the pronunciation. My French is fucking trash. He died in an accident, which to the naked eye of someone who has no idea of motorsports looks really, really fucking preventable. And if many things about how race cars are built wouldn't be available to the public or many informations about it, then people would have jumped on the bandwagon and blamed GP2, the organizers of the race, or the organizers of the league, for fucking murdering a young driver. Well, they didn't, and I'm going to explain you why. So, I might show a little bit of footage in this video that is not graphic at all. You don't see shit in this footage, just so you know what happened. Just cutting myself off here real quick. My explanation of what happened is kind of weird, and so I thought I'd just do that again, essentially. And yeah, let me just quickly explain. The turn, or the part of the track where this happened, is called Eau Rouge, and it's basically an uphill left-right turn. Like a combination of turns with the following long straight. So it's basically, you don't really slow down during that part. It happens quite often if there are many cars, or if there is something on the track, or sometimes cars just lose contact to the ground for a very short period of time and therefore get out of control. This is also what happened during the accident. So you can see right here, we are 2 seconds in the clip essentially, and you see some cars going uphill. One guy loses his shit. He spins out, but he catches himself. He lost his rear wing. Right here, you can see in the pink car, that's Antoine, and he's essentially he got off track because he tried to avoid the guy that initially spun out, and he hits the wall right about now, right here. That's when he hits the wall. This accident is in no way fatal or even dangerous. Dangerous, obviously, because it's F1 or it's open cockpit racing, but compared to a lot of other stuff, this crash is relatively safe because the cars are built exactly to counter that. Now we move on. He hits the wall and he spins back on the track, essentially. Not the track itself, but on the part that other cars use in order to dodge the car that initially spun out. So you just saw it right there. He's driving right here, and that's when he gets hit into the same site that he just crashed in. Is it possible to survive this incident? Probably yes, but not if you hit a wall before at like 200 kilometers an hour. That's when that's not survivable anymore. Like, the two incidents in itself are survivable, but not combined. That's the major issue with that. Like, you see in the top right corner as well, it's another perspective. He essentially rams right into the exact spot that he just hit the wall in. And yeah, the structure that is made to protect the driver serves two purposes. Number one, it's supposed to be easily detachable, or it basically is built in a way where the driver is capable of getting out on his own or being pulled out by rescuers in case there's a fire. That's what this thing is about, and also obviously that the driver is protected. This combination of the two is really important and has saved hundreds of lives. Sadly, not this one. Moving on. To the naked eye, to people who have no idea of motorsports, they would say, "Yo, your cars are not safe enough. He should have survived this crash." And yes, he should have survived the crash, and yes, he probably would have survived the crash. The issue is, the chassis, like the cars, are built in a way where high velocity impacts are the most dangerous thing, and they need to be prevented the most. So the major issue is that you can either go for something that is like really indestructible, but that doesn't really help you a lot in high velocity impacts. Like if you build a car from a metal frame, that thing's gonna drive through fucking concrete walls like a tank, but it's not gonna offer too much protection to the person inside, or it will, at a speed of 60 miles an hour, or 60 kilometers, sorry, I don't fucking speak retarded. It will at low speeds, but it's 100% not gonna help you shit if you fucking drive into a wall at 300 kilometers an hour. So the major issue with the accident is the parts of the car that are made to protect the driver are made to brake on purpose as soon as there is contact with something. Maybe a wall, maybe another car, fuck it, whatever it is. The parts of the car deform to protect the driver from this impact. After those parts have deformed once, they are not going to help you shit anymore, because they serve their purpose. They're exactly built for that, and that's what they will do. So if we now pretend like GP2 has a similar community interaction as Critical Force, there would have been like 2 million lawsuits on the first fucking day from angry fans or fuck whoever that is like involved into the accident anyway. Maybe other drivers, maybe teams, maybe companies. People would just be like, yo, the regulations you put the cars under are not safe. They can't provide our drivers with proper security, so we won't race in your league. Because interaction exists, and because it's a known fact that drivers are protected from one impact, and as soon as there is an impact from the same side or from the exact counter side, like in this case, there's not gonna be much protection for it. It's very unlucky, and it's really rare that cars suffer two strong impacts in the same race, or in the same like in an order, because if you have one potentially fatal collision, there's not going to be another usually. Like you flying off track, you hit a wall, it's done. No one's going to hit you after that. And it's known that there have been many things that have improved a lot in the past of F1 or open cockpit driving in general. But the issue is, if you look at it from this perspective, nothing has really changed, not because no one tried it, but simply because making something that is protectable against that would at the same time make your car be a fucking missile, and if you get off track, you would simply the chance of injuring someone or many things that wouldn't work the way they currently do, just to prevent a driver from suffering something like that, it's not going to be worth it, yes, if you explicitly build a car to survive more impacts, accidents like that won't happen, or they will happen, but they won't be fatal. But in exchange, there will be many other accidents that will be fatal, especially collisions, because if you build a car that is going to be able to withstand multiple fatal impacts, this car is going to work like a fucking missile, and as soon as you hit something that is potentially standing at 200 or 300 kilometers, the person inside that will 100% be fucking dead. In the past, there were issues like that. I think Paletti was his name. He's a real famous driver. I'm sorry for not remembering the name on the fly right now. He died because his car malfunctioned during the start, and someone hit his drove into him from behind, and he basically not died on the spot, but his injuries were really severe. And something like that would literally be happening every single time someone hits anyone from behind that is significantly slower, which happens, if you look at F1, it happens not really once a race, but at least a few times per season. And if you'd say that there's an 80% chance that the person is dead, that's not going to help you a lot in comparison to fixing another problem that happens way less. So the issue is, people are only going to complain about something if they don't understand it. So my example for that was in Critical Ops. Back then, in 2017, I think, along with the PC version's removal, boosting was also removed, or something around that time. Maybe it was a bit early, maybe it was a bit late, I don't remember exactly, I would need to check right now. And there was never an official reason for it given in all the time from back then until now. The issue is, what I assumed was Critical Force. It's one of the many occasions where Critical Force decided to go for a more casual approach, make it less required to think and play as a team, because boosting, if we are serious and we look at the other changes that Critical Force made in that direction, for example, the running and jumping accuracy. There will be a video on that as well. No matter if they did it on purpose or if it was by accident, but it's way less skill-based right now compared to how it was back then. And my guess was, up until recently, that was something that they did on purpose. So, or with that intent of making the game less skill-based. Because let's say that it wouldn't be the first time. So recently, I talked to someone that has many inside infos on the devs. I won't tell his name here because I don't know in what way he can get in trouble for that. He's not telling me any fucking company secrets or some shit, but he's basically faster and more reliable than the Critical Ops support channel. Let's say it like that. And I was talking about boosting with him, and he said, no, actually, there was a reason for it being removed, and the reason was that there was an issue with Unity, and that would mean as soon as someone steps on your head, there would be a 30% chance of you glitching into the fucking floor and dying. That's something that you obviously don't want, and in my eyes, it's completely believable and understandable that the removal of boosting was chosen over having someone like really frequently die to a bug that can currently not be fixed. The issue is just like the removal of that thing is absolutely fine. Like if they would have simply posted it by then, I wouldn't have fucking cared. Like I obviously would have cared, but I wouldn't have minded the removal. Like it's always better to I don't want to say tell the truth because they didn't explicitly lie, but open communication is in 99% of the cases better than than trying to have people figure shit out by themselves. And there wasn't even a fucking source that would have told me that. Like, I could actually do the test and ask on the Critical Ops Discord, like in the official support tab, and ask if anyone knows the reason there at least, because that's what everyone else has, right? Not everyone, like, no flex, but not everyone knows people that can answer questions like that. And I really think that that's important, that you have more intel on why certain things are changed in updates, and that information like that are available to literally everyone that tries to find them. And the only argument against that I have heard is that many people complain, and with more information coming out about past and future updates, there are more people that say shit like, yeah, when does this come, when does that come, like annoying kids basically. And I fully understand that, but don't get me wrong, Critical Force literally provoked having an entire community with unskilled childish players that are completely fucking toxic, that have no idea of how a game is supposed to work. They provoked that. They wanted that explicitly with making a game that is designed so every fucking idiot can be good at it. And like, I don't know how to what level it was intentional to have it like that, but assuming everything they did was intentional, they don't deserve it differently. Let's say it like that. I really don't think that you should be getting anything but the things that you want. Like, not in life, but there's an intention behind anything, basically. And if I look at how Critical Force has been dealing with issues like that, yes, recently they're doing a relatively good job if you look at the huge fucking hole that they've dug themselves in with past decisions. But it's far from perfect, and I really don't think that it's easy to get out of that hole. What I think is they should have listened to the people that told them better when they still had those people. Like, I really don't know many people that are still trying to like positively influence where the game goes. Back then, many people were actively like suggesting stuff, but that's not happening right now. Like, I know like one or two people that still, aside from me, like really try to do something about that. And for me, it's what I do is not really publicly visible just yet. I really don't think that Critical Force has any bad intent with it, with whatever they do. But I think they just simply don't know it better. Like, no developer team is forced to play their own game, right? I don't think that Gaben has like really touched playing CSGO in the last like 10 years, right? Or CS in general. But what I mean is, you either have to do stuff by yourself, or you have to listen to the people who do that. Like, either listen to your players or play the game yourself. And for the most part, Critical Force, like the people that work there, are relatively competent developers. Like, they know what they're doing in terms of development, but they are not necessarily comp players. So they won't, they know how to execute it. They know how to execute changes and how to do stuff, but they might not know what stuff needs to be done. And therefore, they would have needed to listen to the people that know that stuff in the past. Back when huge orgs like Ninjas in Pyjamas or FaZe or Fnatic were interested in picking up a Critical Ops team, because those times existed. Many of the newer players don't know that, but that's how it actually was. And back then, people suggested the things that now are being added to the game. The Lucky Spin thing was something that has been talked about for a fucking while. Back when Fortnite first became popular, people already said, it would be really cool, like even before, but the entire Fortnite, the Battle Pass format, that Fortnite kind of invented, or made popular at least, was something that would make that a lot easier. People said, yeah, it would be really cool to have skins added to the game regularly, because the last major skin operation that had nothing to do with the new gun being added was like when Grounded came out, and that was like, when was that? Like mid 2017 or something? Like, I really can't be fucking asked. Maybe I will check it later and put it on the screen somewhere right now. But I really have no fucking clue when that was, really. But it's definitely a long fucking time ago. And since then, there were only like the events, which wouldn't help you shit with blue credits. And there were obviously the, when new guns came out. So, you kind of see the issue, right? But I don't, like, what the fuck? I don't really know what to say about that, right? Critical Force did a lot of bullshit, and I believe they can fix it, but they just don't know how, and that's where people should help them. Not try to cancel Critical Ops, like not be as, I have no idea how many subs this cunt has by now, not have a fuck ton of subscribers, like 5-year-old kids, and tell them, bombard the devs with bullshit, because that's the major reason why they are not responding to shit anymore. People are toxic on their socials. People are toxic in their Discord server. You can barely fucking, if the servers are fucking out for like 2 seconds, right? People complain about the fucking Discord to a point where they need to close the channels because people can shut the fuck up. Like, you can scroll up, you can clearly see that there are like, 20 people before you that have said, the fucking servers don't work. And the 21st faggot and the 22nd faggot still fucking say, yeah, bro, the servers don't work, by the way. Yeah, no fucking shit. Like, I'm in this channel and I'm trying to say stuff like, this server and this server work. That's how it was last time. Like SE1 works, Germany's 7 works or something. And there's just 25 people complaining about, the devs are so fucking trash, servers don't work, but they don't know shit. Like, no one has fucking told them that Critical Force doesn't operate fucking servers. They rent them like every other fucking company also does. If they would be like owning them, they would literally need to have an office in literally every server location, which alone in Germany would be like 19 offices, which is something that if you paid rent for that shit, like, no, not gonna happen. And like, I really don't want to put this video like above like 30 minutes or some shit, but let me just say it like that. If Critical Force would have simply like stayed on the competitive path and would have put the gameplay to a point where skill is more important than FPS or being stupid or abusing the game, then things would be different. I know how fucking incredible the community was when I moved to PUBG, right? PUBG devs, like, Tencent, fucking garbage company. Like, not Tencent itself, but the people who developed PUBG, they didn't care in any way about bug fixes, about anything, right? Like, I love playing Arena of Valor, for example, which is also from Tencent. I recently started using Trovo, which is also from Tencent, which is some great stuff, right? But PUBG Mobile was a fucking failure. And financially, it absolutely wasn't. But for players, like in terms of fun, the game was the biggest fucking joke I've ever played. Like, I'm really thinking about making a separate video about it. But staying at the topic, the community was fucking awesome. Like, you had this old, like the ex-Critical Ops players, like Untouch, Tico, that opened like Nova Code Mobile, Obi-Wan, like basically everyone that played COps moved to PUBG. And the community was so fucking nice. Like, you could literally tag someone on their Discord server with like 2,000 members, and they would respond in the normal public chat, not even fam. You could simply tag a pro player in their normal public chat and ask them about their opinion on a gun or about their settings or something. Imagine that in fucking COPS. How many people would literally clutter the fucking lobby chat with useless shit that no one fucking needs? I love the PUBG community. Then some shit happened where, like, people got pissed. Especially the NA community was fucking cancer at the beginning of PUBG. I don't want to drop any names here or say what exactly they did, but you would probably get into fucking prison for that in most countries. Let's just say it like that. Essentially, people who have experience in mobile gaming or competitive in general usually know where they started off. So, for example, I love handcam videos, for example. I said, for example, like 15 times. Good job. I personally love handcam videos because I know how much I searched for them when I started off playing with iPad. I was like, am I doing something wrong? Somehow this guy's better. What is he doing? What settings is he using? I still enjoy, or not really enjoy because I don't watch them anymore regularly, but I still find handcams pretty good to watch, right? You can look at someone's playstyle, what exactly he does, because in games you don't see some things, how they hold their device and shit, stuff that just simply doesn't happen otherwise. And pros is a fucking retarded word, by the way. People who have a lot of experience know where how hard it is to start off, and therefore they will mostly, like the ones that are not idiots, will mostly be way more friendly and helping players a lot. But the issue is, if you put this generosity together with a community that literally doesn't care about the individual they are talking to, but simply about their role in the community. For example, what I always hated when I had throne tag, right? Or when I had local squad tag. People, if they talked to me in ranked, they wouldn't call me by my in-game name, which was PHiNiX or No Superstar at the time. They would call me by throne or elevate or whatever tags I had in the past. They would say like elevate, look here or something. You know, that never happened in PUBG. I'm still on the fucking Nova Discord. I don't think that anyone ever gave a fuck what clan tag the people there that were they had. Obviously, they had a huge role in the community. Everyone liked them, or most people liked them. The ones that weren't getting fucked by them, at least, or the ones that were better. But no one was like reducing people like Tico or Untouched down to, yo, I like you because you are in Nova. People liked them because they were generous people. They were nice. They were helping people. Still, I have like hundreds of friends in PUBG in-game, like in-game friend list. Even though I haven't played the game in like way too fucking long, but I still have a huge fucking friend list simply because people know that if you want to squad up, people are competent. People play with you, right? In COPS, there's no fucking way people like Angel or Cheeseman would accept me in their in-game friend list. I have those people in my Discord friend list, but I will never get them in-game, because in-game, no one gives a fuck about your personality, and no one gives a fuck about how good you play. If you don't have 120 FPS, you are fucking useless. And that's not even like offensive or something. People don't understand how broken the fucking meta is. And this is probably what I will talk about in the next video. How broken the fucking meta of Krillclops is. Because I don't speak about the gun meta and that, but more about that on the next video. To end this, I have a Discord server. You saw an announcement from that earlier, probably, in the explanation for what this fucking video is. And yeah, you can join that anytime. And we can play, or yeah, you can talk to me, obviously. But mainly, in this server, you can suggest topics for my videos. Both the ones that are supposed to help Krillclops, but I'm also planning on doing a video like this one right now, but with COPS Ranked. Simply because COPS is still a game that I like to play. COPS is still a game that gives me a lot of nostalgia. I met many wonderful people through COPS. Some of them met in real life, that I admire as a person, that I would call a friend. And I don't want to throw this away, really. And yeah, well, I would never like start playing COPS competitively again because of reasons that you will learn in future videos. But you know what I'm trying to say. So if there's anything I can help you with, like if you want to talk about COPS, if you want to talk about whatever, join my Discord or write me a fucking comment or write me a fucking DM if you can't be bothered joining my Discord and getting like 1 or 2 at everyone texts a day. Yeah, whatever. I hope you're back for the next video. As I said, it's probably going to be something towards how fucking... I don't want to call the game garbage. It's probably going to be something on how to improve Critical Ops as a game. And yeah. Or maybe there's a montage I'm also working on right now. Maybe I will get it done before this video. I will see. So basically when I die right now, the video ends. Or that's basically what I'm planning. If I'm not getting like a fucking huge ass high score. Yeah, well, you can also, by the way, tell me how fitting you think this game is as a kind of background gameplay for when I'm talking about something, because I don't know. Yeah, that's basically it. So join my Discord, write me a comment, support the channel, whatever you want to do. Goodbye, see you in the next video.